Hi, church. I pray this finds you well. I want to talk to you a little bit about lights, partially because I've been busy with lights around the house recently, and I like to tie those things into the Word of God. And we've been studying a little bit in Philippians with our Onward videos, and I think this fits really well. So one of the things that I've done is I've replaced the lights in my garage from a standard light to LED basically strip lights. And of course the cost is lower and it's brighter. So in the garage right now, because of the change, it's a whole lot lighter, much easier to do work there. And then recently in the kitchen, we had a light burn out above the stovetop in the microwave. And so we ordered that because we were trying to avoid stores, and it wasn't a necessity in our mind. So we waited about 10 days, came through, we used Amazon, came through Amazon, replaced it. It's amazing what you see when there's light. It's just, wow, it's just amazing to me how much that changes things. Well, Paul's writing in Philippians in the 2nd chapter, and in verse 14, he writes, "Do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky, as you hold firmly to the word of life, and then I will be able to boast on that day of Christ that I did not run or labor in vain. But even if I am being poured out like a drink offering on the sacrifice and service coming from your faith, I am glad and rejoice with all of you. So you too should be glad and rejoice with me." Verse 14, he says, "Do everything without grumbling or arguing." And I think I try to find something productive about arguing or grumbling. And it's very, very challenging to find those things. I think grumbling, it doesn't lift anyone up. It doesn't help anyone out. It doesn't glorify God. So I don't see a lot of positive things that would come from grumbling or arguing. He says, "Do everything without grumbling or arguing so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God, without fault in a warped and crooked generation." Paul knew his audience, and he knew the situation that he was writing in. And we're still in that same situation. The generations that we're in, they're not perfect. They're not all believers. There's a lot of things that are warped. There's a lot of things that are not like they should be right now. And right now, so many things in life have changed that even our norms don't feel like they are the things that they should be. But then he goes on and he says, "Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky, as you hold firmly to the word of life." When we think about light does a lot of things for us, and sometimes we take for granted because after we get up for a while or we get up, there's light already. We are given, the sun provides light, provides so many different things to us, but light is one of the main things that it provides so that we can see and we can do things. Light gives hope. Light gives direction. And light always beats darkness. And I can't think of a time in my life where the world does not need more light in it. You remember in Matthew on the Sermon on the Mount, I know we keep coming back to that, but there's so much in there that's so good to keep unpacking. Jesus talked about how we are to be salt and light in this world, that we are to basically reflect Jesus to this world, to give them hope in a dark world. So my challenge for you today is to be that light, to take steps to be a light in your community, in your circle, with your contacts, whatever that looks like, but take the steps. Do it without arguing or grumbling, and be the light, to be that blameless and pure child of God. Onward, church.